equation using number 4 in your big packet that I gave in class. So we have BRO minus is going to make BR minus plus BRO3 minus. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to first find the oxidation number. Alright, so here oxidation number would be -2. That gives me a -2. Now notice I have a negative here, which means this must be a -1. Now bromide used to be a positive, but because the oxygen is here, it's going to become a positive. A negative become a positive. So this has become a positive 1 to make that. So bromine here is a positive 1. The bromide here is a -1, so we just say -1. Again, bromide here, but there's oxygen, so oxygen becomes a -2. That makes it a -6. Now this negative makes a total of a -1. So this bromide has to be a positive. So it has to be a positive 5. There's only 1, so we have a positive 5. So after we determine the oxidation number for each one, we got to determine which one's oxidized, which one's reduced. Now notice that this bromide here goes from a +1 to a -1, right? +1 to a -1, which means it has to gain 2 electrons, and anytime we gain electrons, we are oxidizing. Now, the bromide here also goes from a +1 to a +5. Okay, so we have a +1 to a +5. So in this case, how did it go +1, +5? It has to lose 4, actually, not 3, 4 electrons. And every time we lose electrons, this is called oxidation. So now that we know what's oxidized, what's reduced, we're going to write the half reaction. So this is the half oxidation reaction. So the oxidation reaction is down here. So we have BRO minus makes BRO3 minus plus the 4 electron that's thrown out. Then the half reaction for the reduction is the top part. So we have BRO minus makes BR minus. Remember, we have to add 2 electrons to the left-hand side. So now the next step is we have to make sure that the elements are balanced. Now in the first one, we have 1 bromine to the left and 1 bromine to the right. So that's good. The second one, we have 1 bromine to the left, 1 bromine to the right. So that's good. So now we have to worry about oxygen, to add oxygen. So notice that we have 3 oxygen on the right and only 1 on the left, which means I'm going to have to add 2 more water to get me that 2 oxygen. Okay? On the bottom here, notice there's no oxygen on the right, so I have to add 1 water to get me that oxygen. Now, I'm to have to balance out the hydrogen. Now, notice I have 4 here, I have none here, so I have to add 4 hydrogen to this side to get the 4 hydrogen. Here, notice I have 2 here, I have none on this left side, so I have to add 2 hydrogen to that side. Now, I have to make sure the electrons are correct. Now, notice I have 4 electrons here, and I have 2 here, so the lowest common multiple will be 4. So what I'm going to do is I want to multiply all of this by 2. So I'm going to get 4H plus, this should be H plus 4 electron plus 2 BRO minus makes 2 BR minus plus 2 H2O. So now this no longer exists. Okay? So now if you notice what happened, my number of electrons are now equal. Okay, so I'm going to cancel my number of electrons. There's 4 here and there's 4 here. Now notice also that I have 4H plus here and 4H plus here, so I can cancel out 4H plus here and 4H plus here. Okay, now notice also, let's see anything else. Oh, I have 2 oxygen, 2 hot water here, so I cancel that and I cancel that. So what do I have? All right, so let's see. On the left hand side I have this, okay, and this. So that means I have what? I have 3 BRO minus makes, I have this, okay, and I have this, BRO3 minus plus 2 BR minus. Okay, so again, I'm going to check. Notice that I have 3 BR, 1, 2, 3. I have 3 oxygen, 3 oxygen. Charges, there's 3 minuses, so that's -3. There's 1 minus here and 2 minus here. That makes it -3. So notice everything's good. Now, notice in this case that the hydrogen is not there. So this is just the reaction. Now, it doesn't. This one happens not to be an acid or basic. Okay, so we're going to keep it just like that.